Hey y'all, so War 11 here. I am back on Absorbing Man duty. This is the war that, if we win, will lock us in Masters. From there, we can try for top 10, but Masters is always our explicit goal, so if we win this one, we will be very, very happy. Additionally, we are up against 1NG, which has done solid this season, but has, let's be blunt, definitely had some decent matchup luck, and so we feel like we can beat them, and we very badly want to. So first off, we have Carl against Void here. Oh, you know what? That's the other thing I haven't talked about yet. This is my first war with Carl as a rank 5. Because I did spend on spring cleaning. I got the generic 4 to 5 gem. I messed up the spacing on that particular heavy counter, so that's going to cost me a couple potions. Love to see that. But I have more health to play with because, yeah, I took the first champion that I, as a designer, built to rank 5. I've been using him an absolute ton this season, and I am super pleased about this. You see me go for the safer option of not doing a heavy counter here, but literally just doing a parry heavy into special. I've said before, the 90% crit rate you get from the unstunned heavy is obviously amazing. The 45 is often enough. So I should have done that the first time, and it would have probably saved me a potion. Maybe two. We head into Nick Fury. I did this fight on power efficiency, I think either last war or the war before. It's arguably easier on power efficiency because once you get Nick to 2 bars, the fight's kind of over because you can keep him at 2 bars and you never really need to worry about the special one. Whereas in this fight, it is very difficult to get him to 2 bars and it's very easy to get him back to 1. So I am definitely having to play a little bit fancier. All that said, you can use Flourish to your advantage, use the extra combat power rate to override Power Focus 1 and push him to the Special 2 more easily. You'll see that's a big thing that I'm doing. The other thing to point out in this fight is that Feat of Indestructible 1 normally makes this harder, but for Carl, the Indestructible buff goes away basically immediately, and then you're just getting free power from the Mystic Dispersion. See, there it was again. So, playing this carefully, trying to bait out heavies in particular places, push him over 2 bars, avoid the special one. There was a fair amount of AI manipulation in that fight, just for how I was blocking, when, for how long, and at what distance, if you want to watch it again with that in mind. But yeah, very, very safe fight as long as you don't get bled out. Moving on to Man-Thing here, this is perfect. Like, of course we used an invulnerability boost because we're not doing anything to stop Mystic Dispersion, and that is the one risk of this fight. Reminder that even Carl's very high physical resistance doesn't do anything against Special 3s because Special 3s are not typed damage, and so they are not reduced at all. But outside of that, this is an absolutely perfect matchup because every time Man-Thing nullifies, he's going to try to armor break us. We're immune to the poison because we have I-Bomb on the team. When we're immune to the armor break, it just ramps. I don't know exactly what I was trying to do there, but there goes one hit off the Indestructible. Not really concerned because, as you can see, he's staying fairly aggressive, and we just have all of the ammo we need in this fight. We are making so much progress. You see our last medium there did a 22k burst. Rank 5 Carl slaps, guys. This has been really good. So, funnily enough, I am not taking the Hazard Shift lane, because they made it just annoying enough for me that somebody else is going to take it, but they put Domino into Terrax here. Definitely intended as a lane split, and normally would be a good one, but Carl and Magma is pretty solid for Domino. You can't rely on the pauses from your light interrupts. They're not always going to trigger. You do have to watch the evade. You can go unlucky. Like, there are risks. But at the end of the day, her heavy is easy enough to punish with a light that getting the pauses isn't that hard. And whenever she triggers critical failure, you are going to resist 80% of the damage because of Magma Form. So the first hit of that heavy actually whiffed. That surprised the heck out of me. But whatever. That's yeah. I'm really really glad I made Carl's specials unblockable when he's refined because I feel like it would be so much riskier going for the heavies without it. And yeah, love this guy. Fantastic domino fight there. We are going to have to heal up once for Terrax. I mean, realistically, if this wasn't Tier 1 War, if we weren't going for Masters, there's no way I would have healed up for this fight because there's no way Carl is in any real danger here. The amazing thing about this is that Rich Get Richer is also being boosted by Flourish, and so it's not just his combat power rate that's going up. You're also seeing Terrax locked at full power and therefore locked in Rockfield because he's just gaining a ton of ability power, and so he can't run out. And that's why that was 17 seconds. I think the new record for a Terrax fight in war for me. So yeah, on some level I didn't need to heal for that, but you know, we heal for those things. That's just how we work. This is rank 5 Mr. Fantastic against rank 5 Absorbing Man here. Obviously a very funny matchup for me personally. But I took a rank 4 here the previous war, or recently, and I think it took me about 2.5 minutes. Like, I think it was almost literally 100 hits. This one is going to be a little bit worse. Because I actually told some of my other officers, I was like, it's going to feel exactly the same as a rank 4, because, you know, the rank 5, yeah, it has more health, but that just means that it's a higher damage cap. You can see we're hitting it all the time when he's out of his forms. It's that 3177 number over and over and over again. I was like, it's just not going to be a problem. The one thing that I didn't quite clock, and this is on me because in hindsight it's very obvious, is that a rank 4 6-star has 115% power rate, right? Because it goes up 5% with every rank above 1. A rank 5 6-star has 120% power rate. I knew this. The math I had not done is that what I'm used to with Reed is 75% combat power rate reduction from 3 suppressions, and then 30% from maxed Petrify Mastery. So that is 105% reduction. Against a rank 4, that leaves them with 10% combat power rate. Against a rank 5, that leaves them with 15% combat power rate. Both low numbers, but that means that when you're using Reed, a rank 5 is literally gaining 50% more power, half again as much, than a rank 4 would. And so that means that Carl's throwing more specials here. That means that he is refined more often, or even if he's not, or actually, I don't think he's ever refined, but it means that he's in Uru more often. It means the cooldown is active more often, and that we have to leave him in it. And that means he has that physical resistance, he has the crit resistance, and so we're not hitting the damage cap as much. And so this fight is actually going to be more than 100 hits, fairly significantly. We're still in no danger, like we are well on pace, even throwing these special 3s. You see that he is at 50%. We just crossed the halfway mark. See, this is what I'm talking about. We can't knock him out of this one. We don't have to worry about the healing, because Reed is ramped. But we also can't knock him out, and so we have to deal with the physical resistance. But we just crossed the halfway mark in the fight. We're at 40% for his health. Reed is fully ramped. Even with Uru form up, he's still doing good damage. There's no willpower, there's no healing. Again, it's an extremely safe fight, but it is also noticeably slower than the R4 was because of that subtle combat power difference. So, something to keep in mind. I will say I don't think that this is a particularly good placement for Carl. I've seen him here a few times, and it's obviously like, okay, yeah, you can't reverse his regen, but anybody who would have tried to reverse his regen is still going to control the fight really well. Like, this basically means you can't use anti-venom, right? But most people don't. Mr. Fantastic is really good for this. Void is better than anyone here. If we had easily been able to get one here, like, that would have been fine. But just, yeah, I don't think that's a great placement, because anyone who would be good for Carl, including Torch or Eye-Bomb, is still going to be good. Anywho, moving on to this Korg. I have taken this before. Going over the risks again. If he hits you and locks you in the corner, you can definitely die, because his basics are physical damage, and for the purposes of immunities, you have to stay in magma. If he dexes a lot, then it's going to be difficult to control Flourish, because you can only safely hit his block below 6. But that's about it, because after that you are completely controlling the hazard shift node with the double immunities given the Eye-Bomb synergy. You don't have to worry about thorns at all. All of your damage, both white and red numbers, and yellow numbers, is critical, or is energy, and so it actually does more damage against Korg because he has negative energy resistance. This is just a really, really clean matchup. You can get the light intercepts if you want. You definitely don't have to. Pushing him to the special 2 makes life that much easier. So even though we can't get rid of the Flourish right now, it's not a big deal. And what's the other thing? Oh, yeah. If he throws the heavy and I am worried about my forms, which I'm not here, but if I was, I could very easily do a quick double tap light and catch him after the heavy, and then that would allow me to pause my forms without needing my special attacks. But we've also built enough morph charges. We've now done the auto refine here. He's at 9 flourish, but it doesn't matter, because our 5-hit combo pushes him to a special 2 and ends the fight. Just really, really safe counter. And we move on to the Annihilus boss. Now, I'm throwing these pre-fights from Reed on him, not for their effects, because even Petrify and Suppression, Petrify especially, but Suppression is not going to matter, because it's cancelled out by a single Flourish buff. So it's completely useless. But I figure I'm going to be knocking Annihilus down quite a bit, so I can probably keep them up, and that means I have 3 debuffs on the opponent going towards Inequity, which means that I'm reducing his attack by 18%, which is pretty darn important, because that is multiplicative on top of the attack rating he is gaining from Optimist. Now, Carl has high physical resistance. I'm not really worried about Annihilus gaining too much power here, but in case we get hit, in case we lose our indestructible boost, in case we have to block too many specials, just that weakness is going to be nice. Now, I have seen this fight done in the corner, ramping all the way to 600 and then spamming special 1s, so that you don't really have to worry about Flourish, and you just, you win the fight in 3 special 1s. It works totally fine. Personally, I don't like that. It's just a wee bit risky for me. I would prefer to stay in the middle of the ring, block, bait them out, cancel out the Flourish with a single blocked hit like I did, and then finish the fight with a special 1 that did, I don't know, what was that, 150 damage? Because the red numbers were all around the 40k mark, and there were 3 or 4 of them. You can definitely do it either way, but I'm just a little bit more comfortable in the middle of the field, actively playing the fight, and yeah, that works really, really well. I am so happy with rank 5 Carl. There's part of me that says he didn't need it, but I don't care. I used him almost as much as everyone else put together this season. I think as of this war that you're seeing, I had literally used him more than anyone else put together. And he is so much fun. He's so powerful. And again, he's the first character I built. Of course I'm taking him to rank 5. It doesn't matter how much he needs it or not. This has been a fantastic season. Really getting to test his limits and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. We did win this war, and this did lock us into Masters, so we can try for top 10 in the next one, but we have hit our goal, and we're not really going to worry about who we face or how well they do. That's all, it happens or it doesn't. We're very happy with this. So until next time, thanks so much for watching, and take care.